Alright, this is like the third time that I've tried to get this video out, but I just cannot get my thoughts clear, so I'm just gonna wing it and see what happens. I've been thinking a lot about nihilism and purpose and motivation the past few days, and I've been thinking about like, what is with this weird idea where we say that certain things matter and other things don't matter, and your profession is garbage, that profession is great, when at the end of the day, purpose is a completely human construct. You know, I don't want to get too hippie philosophical, but you know, even 10,000 years ago, before any real society was formed, we were just monkeying around, running around Earth, just trying to survive. Like, we didn't care about, oh, what's my life purpose? Like, don't do that, that's stupid. But we've gotten to this point now where, you know, you've got someone, let's say they want to go into the gaming industry, or they want to become an artist, or they want to become a doctor, or they want to become anything. And we assign value to these professions in different ways and say that, you know, if you want to be a professional gamer, that's stupid, don't do that. But then we have other things where it's, you know, equally valuable in different ways, and we say that's great. I'll give you an example. I was thinking about how there's people like Booga or Faker, you know, these very top tier gamers, and, you know, they'll win a tournament and they'll win a whole bunch of money and they'll entertain millions of people, yet so many people are like, that is a ridiculous profession. Why on earth would you ever do that? There's no purpose in that. You know, it's just pixels on a screen, right? And then you've got someone else, let's say they're you know, a school teacher, or they are a lineman working on power lines. And you can obviously make the argument that they are doing a physical job where it's physically impacting people in the real world, and yeah, it's great. But it's still valuable. Both of these professions are valuable. One person is essentially an entertainer, one person is an educator or an electrical worker, but we're all valuable. And it's so stupid to say that someone's job doesn't matter. Because I know that so many people, you know, if you're a young person and you're just starting out your life and you want to say, what is my life purpose? Why am I on this earth? What am I going to do? And it can be such a confusing search where you're like, what do I even look for, man? You know, I don't have any passions. I don't know what people want from me, that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, man, everybody has their own value. Here, I'll give you my examples and maybe you can get something out of it. There are two aspects I've found recently that lead to a pretty deep sense of purpose, at least for me. And that is your goals and consequences. My goals in life largely revolve around being able to take care of a future family whenever I have that, being financially independent for myself, and feeling like I made something that was valuable and people were inspired by. And I feel like I'm on the right path with that now with this channel, where lots of people have been saying that they've been inspired by the videos, and I've gotten so many tags of people saying, I'm making my own content now. And I love that. That's perfect. It's so much more fulfilling than anything else I've ever tried in my life. And obviously YouTube and Patreon and streaming and all of these different income sources that most creators have is a great way to head towards financial independence. And I'm certainly not in a position to quit my job. I'm not making enough money yet, but it's heading that way. And I think that's great. The other part of the equation is responsibility and consequences. So I've been thinking about when I was 16 or 17, and I had my whatever summer jobs where it didn't really matter at all, and I just went to school and I came home, played video games, and I didn't really have any responsibility in my life. And you know, that's kind of just an inherent part of what it's like to be a teenager, but it's true. And so I, for the longest time, never felt like I had any motivation to work hard. You know, I was that kid in school that was like, why am I learning this? This doesn't matter. It's not going to be on the test. And because of that, I never felt like I had a purpose. But now with this channel, it's the first thing I've had where it feels like I have an actual consequence if I don't perform, I guess you could say. You know, I've got a lot of people watching now, and I love that I have that responsibility of upholding that, but it's still a responsibility to keep going because people are expecting uploads and they're expecting a certain kind of content, so I've got to do that. You know, you could think of it like how people have families. You know, if you're a father and you have children, you have a big responsibility of making sure that your children have something to eat and they have somewhere to sleep and stay. And so that probably, I hope, that motivates people to work hard because they've got people depending on them. There's also a certain element of financial responsibility where I'm about to move and, you know, rent ain't cheap. So I have to make sure that I make enough money to live. And so that, you know, that's a pretty good motivator. So how does that translate to you? Well, I think that if you can find a way to adopt some form of responsibility in your life, that will help you a lot. I know it's probably difficult, you know, where I set up when I was 16 or 17. I'm sure a lot of people out there are that age. And, you know, it's not like anyone can just, you know, go start a family or go start a YouTube channel. I understand that everyone's life circumstances are different, but just think about your life and what you can, take a bit of responsibility for. And at the same time, like I said earlier, don't beat yourself up over your life purpose. Because I imagine that most people that are watching this video are on the younger side. You're just starting out your life, and you're kind of expected to figure out what you're going to do. But everyone is on a different trajectory. It's pretty ridiculous to think that it's just going to fall into your lap. It's just something that's going to take time. And for me, it took a lot of different things to try. I made a video about embrace your failures, where you got to try a bunch of different stuff and fail at it to find out what you don't want to do, what you do want to do. And doing all those things, I've been led to this point, making this channel. And I feel like it's the first time where I have a really strong sense of purpose. So for you, it might just be a matter of, let me just try a bunch of different things and see what happens. Because like I said at the beginning of the video, in my opinion, at the end of the day, everything pretty much has the same amount of purpose. We're all going to die. As the billions of years go by, everything's just going to turn to dust. So why not try it? There's no point in letting someone else tell you that, it doesn't matter. Don't do that. Because ultimately it's your life. Because if you have something that you want to try, but you think it doesn't matter, or other people don't think it matters, at the end of the day, as long as you care about it, that's all that matters. All right, guys. I'll catch you later.